Right, good morning everyone. I hope this is working. Coffee with David, you're welcome to come and join me. There's the StreamYard link. I've sent this out to my personal coaching page, to the UACT page, to the clinic page, and to my Facebook business page. It's 7:05 in the morning here in South Africa, in Johannesburg. I hope you can hear me. And yeah, I just thought I'd check in. What day is it today? It's Wednesday today, yes? Yeah, it's Wednesday. And today, the clinic's family group, and we invite members of the family to come and learn about how they're being impacted by their loved one's addiction. And I fill both roles in the sense that I've been a family member of someone that's been impacted by addiction. And then I've had my own personal struggles. And Tim, good morning, Tim. Nice to see you. So I'm just talking about addiction and the impact on the family. But what I want to talk more about is just myself, my own mental kind of health, and my curiosity for life and learning. And the past few Sundays, I've felt suicidal. You know, I've gotten to that point of like, fuck, what's the point? I want to end it all. And but this weekend, I didn't. This weekend, I was really resentful. This weekend, I've been working on TikTok and trying to work out how all this technology works and connects together so I can live my passion, which is coaching and helping people with addiction and educating people. And one of the hardest parts of my work is how all the family members get impacted by it. So one person will have the problem and everyone else will get impacted. And the person that has the problem is struggling with their own kind of mental health. And I know for me and my family, when I get kind of depressed like that, or any of my emotions, I know that that can have an impact. So, yeah. Anyway, somebody fucking called me a fraud and a fake on this channel on which I came across, and it really it really triggered me in a way that was. Well, it was hurtful and blah, blah, blah. But I spent a whole lot of time thinking about it. And then I made a little video about it and processing it. But one of the challenges of leadership, or just being human, I guess, is the projections that get put onto you. Yeah. So my curiosity, I did this film like I was accused of being a show off and a brag artist and blah blah blah, and there are parts of me that like to show off and to brag and take over things and get curious about things, but this projection fucking came and jumped on my face like in Alien. In the movie Alien. So my curiosity was like, we came to this planet, and you know how they kind of they find these pods, and then this thing jumps out, and it's fucking so that was a nice metaphor for the projection that came on to me, and it kind of strangled the guy John Hurt, who, by the way, was a brilliant actor, and he died of. He also struggled with alcoholism. Be that as that's another side story. But it felt like this thing was planted inside me, and then it fucking on Sunday morning it kind of broke out my chest. I was thinking, why am I so angry? Why am I so pissed off? Like, what's been hurt? And it was like my pride. I thought, fuck, this is my pride that's come out. This is like, oh, how dare you challenge me after all the work I do and everything I do and all my kind of, and and so I imagined in a leadership role, it's like when this kind of pride comes out and it's jealousy and resentment and envy and all that sort of stuff. You know, this aliens running around the spaceship. The only survivor was Sigourney Weaver, who became the female leader, and the cat. And so I made a little TikTok of one of revenge, which is like, don't fuck with my cat. Anyway, but it gave me a great time to reflect on leadership and how I get impacted by in 12-step programs, or I call it kind of defects of character, and everything is kind of driven by fear, but I suddenly realized, geez, I'm so resentful. At least I'm not suicidal this Sunday morning. And so, morning, Teresa, and the Dutch are coming, Teresa. Just there we go. Just so that's some good news. Coming to Africa for treatment is a very viable option. But anyway, so I noticed how my resentment wasn't making me suicidal anymore, and how I started to kind of get out of that glum spot. The trouble is, when I'm running around my family and I'm all resentful, it impacts the family and the environment around me. And I've had a few calls this morning already, messages, and on a Wednesday about how family members and team members and work colleagues and everyone get impacted by somebody else's behavior. So the work is, so how can I as an individual work on myself while I've got this dysfunctional behavior going on with either my boss or with my team members or my colleagues? Because one of the challenges is when people leave treatment is integrating them back into the family and the workplace. And when I was working at JP Morgan, I'd noticed that in teams, they often functioned like dysfunctional alcoholic families. Like the team members around them they would base all their emotions and their feelings on the behavior of the leader or the boss. Yeah. So if the boss is in a good mood today, then the team can relax. If the boss is in a bad mood, then the team gets all scared. And coaching leadership, being in a leadership position can be a very lonely place for leaders themselves, because of all the projections that get put onto them. And when people have to take leadership for their own recovery, for their own mental health, their own life, their own integration and moving back into the world, there's all that projection that comes onto them, and there's all that hurt that has happened by that person's behavior. There's Robert the cat. Yes, I'm just drinking coffee. Morning, Grant. The stream link's there if you want to jump on any time, mate. God, I love Grant. I've loved working with Grant. He's done so much mansplaining for me. He's been really helpful in like helping me try and understand this world that's out there now. Morning, Nick. So where was I? Oh yeah, so I was just trying to focus on the impact that how family members get impacted and how workplace and teams get impacted, and all the different forms of kind of addiction. And addiction in itself is a self-centered, obsessive response. The substance abuse or the behavior is a response to the feelings that the individual's feeling. So it's very kind of narcissistic in itself, and the behavior has an impact on the people around them. So the person that's suffering with it responds in a way that is beneficial for them temporarily in terms of giving instant gratification, but long-term pain. And then the challenge for the family member is like, okay, well, now you've impacted us, now you've hurt us, and now we must just like, let's wipe this slate clean and move on. But what about all the anger and hurt that the family have sat with, or the team, or the workplace, or the environment sat with? There's Grant coming on. Morning, Grant. Hey, you're making breakfast. Thank you.
I'm washing dishes.
Washing dishes. Good for you.
Being domestic.
Okay, cool. So I've been having coffee. Yeah, I've been doing this morning coffee, and I've been talking about addiction and the impact on family members and mental health and on leadership. And the challenge I've got this week in my role with MKP and being in the leadership position that I am, and what's gone down in the community has like, oh my God, is fuck. So yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot because yeah, things are going down which are very shadowy, to use one of our words, and it's difficult to kind of sift through this stuff. Yeah.
Sounds right.
And yeah, so I mean, this COVID thing's been going on for about a year now. Yeah, and really impacted our community, and as it has impacted many communities and many organizations and blah blah blah. But just for me, where I'm at in this role and what went down, and anyway, to cut a long story short, Saturday I was accused of being like a kind of a fraud. And then yesterday, as a result of this meeting going wrong, and me saying, you guys are out of order, this is wrong, this is, people going, I don't trust you, what's your agenda? I don't know where you are anymore. What are you and Lou up to? And you're just fucked. So I must be doing something. You know, I'm just trying to work out what is it about my part in this that is creating this monster that's fucking killing the crew on the spaceship. And if Sigourney Weaver is like the leader, the feminine, the emotion, and like the only two that survive there are the cat and her. Yeah.
And Sigourney, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, let's see what Terence says. I truly feel there's a massive difference between managing and leading. There are very people that can do both well. Emotional culture. Let's put this on let's put this emotional culture in the workplace, something completely overlooked. Too many assholes inciting fear and anxiety out there. Absolutely 100%, Taryn. And yeah. And Town, I got to thank you for reaching out and just kind of saying that, gee, David, you look like you're fucking struggling at the moment. So several people reached out to me, you also being one of them, saying, Jesus. So I looked and I thought, fuck, yeah, okay. I'm a miserable, suicidal, you know. So... And once I became aware of that, I was able to do something about it. To just actually sit and listen and say, shit, people around me that I trust and care about are genuinely concerned about me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And then somebody called me a fraud, and then I got resentful. And I made a movie, and I told people, and that fucking I'll kill you all, that resentment. And then we had this Monday night council meeting, community meeting, yeah, and that then left me feeling, all resentful. And then I got phone calls yesterday, and one of them was from somebody I really respect and admire, and I call a friend. He said, my friend, blah blah blah. But basically, yeah, the feeling was he doesn't know where I'm at and he doesn't trust me, and somehow I'm colluding in the background. So somewhere in my leadership space, there's doubt, or because there's real resistance to change and to move with the times. And this is the way we've always done it, and you can't. And like, we're out to kind of steal the funds in the treasury, or we're out to, and there's all this stuff going on, which is now I fucking wake up and think, Jesus, how am I going to do this? I'm in that kind of, I've got the burden of leadership there. And people have been sending me the constitution of the organization. I'm reading I'm saying, Jesus, these guys are out of order. The way these guys, now I got to do something about it, when like I've got to hold people accountable that are like doing things badly in their role, because if I don't, then I'm complicit in the dysfunction. Yeah. So in the addicted family, yeah, what happens is, the family splits up. The alcoholic who causes all the shit feels guilt and shame, yeah, and the family members feel entitled with their anger and their hurt and their pain. So the relationship is, well, we're angry and we don't know what to do, and you're filled with guilt and shame. So we try and heal the person to get over their guilt and shame, and then to rebuild unity and So, and if that doesn't happen, the cycle just repeats itself. Or that's the only way the system knows how to operate. So there's systemic pressure for the organization to go back to this. And I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, here's another pattern going on around. Yeah. So in the mental health treatment industry, where people go into treatment every year for treatment, this is very good for business because people stay sick. Yeah. And you can, if you're ethical, you would really try and not get your customers to come back, but to take responsibility for themselves, and to try and get the family members to take responsibility for their part in it. which is very difficult when, God, I'm ranting, huh?
It's all right.
Oh. We're in the kitchen of the soul, Grant. The kitchen of the soul. Doing the dishes.
I like that.
Know your place. Well, I mean, but yeah, I mean, you can imagine how many meetings and things happen in kitchens as, you know, like.
Yeah, it's the heart of the house.
Yeah. Hey?
It's the heart of the house.
The heart of the house.
Have you ever watched Howl's Moving Castle?
Mm-mm.
They take that metaphor quite literally, and it's an an anime film, Studio Ghibli, where Howl is like this eternal bachelor magician, and he lives in a moving house.
I relate to that metaphor.
Yeah, and he basically struck a deal with a fire demon. The fire demon has his heart, and with the power that he draws from that powers the house, because the house is enchanted. So it can literally like get up on legs and move to different places and change worlds and stuff like that. And yeah, I like that metaphor because it is true. Like a house is living when you're using its kitchen. If you're not using the kitchen, it's not a house, basically. Sorry, that was a tangent. That was a big tangent.
That was a big tangent. But funny you should say that as a metaphor on the weekend. Yeah, the guys that do work in the kitchen to provide, that's seen as a servant leadership role. So you're going there and you provide nourishment and serve, and you're not seen, and you're doing in the background, and people complain and project and fucking moan and but the role of the food king is to learn kind of servant leadership.
That's your style, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's what the organization kind of, teaches, promotes, yeah. And at the moment, I just want like fuck.
Well, yeah. I possibly add an observation.
Please add. Please.
I mean, I know like a good therapy approach is that you must let the patient get to the conclusion. But what I'm noticing with you is not unsimilar to like when people come out type of thing. Especially if you've been in the closet in a place where people have come to know you in the closet. And then you come out and all of a sudden nobody knows how to relate to you anymore. Because there's basically this big part that you were hiding from them. And they're like, so what else are you hiding from us now? And I know from our chats and our interactions over the last year, with all the mansplaining that I've done, there's been a couple of times where you've been like, suddenly, what's it all about then? What are we doing this for? And that's like to get archetypal. Hey, Stephen.
Hello.
Hello, Stephen.
Hi, David.
Stephen, we can't see you.
I think it's carry on.
There we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Carry on, Grant.
I meditate a lot on like the archetypes and who they are as people and how they interact in the world. And the jester which is also an archetype that we both identify with, is a truth teller. They're the ones that go, the emperor's not wearing any clothes, the system is on its head, and things are not as they should be, and you all know this, but no one's saying anything. And I think that's possibly what people are sensing, is they see someone who has been a strong leader, strong in his mission, and suddenly you're doubting. And that doubt filters. It filters down, especially if you're in a leadership position. And I think that's possibly why people are questioning and are suspicious, because you're no longer operating according to the rules of the status quo, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like when I first met you, we were both pretty serious into like the Mankind Project stuff and all that. And then I remember one day I was like, what's your shadow animal's name? And then it's like, and I'm I'm not gonna reveal what you said, but it's just that
Deflated blow up doll.
there we go. See, I'll let you say it. But it does reveal, like, it's not to say that the system doesn't work. It's just a reminder that this is a system we choose to put on top of our perception to deal with life. And it works most of the time. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right. So I don't know what happened to Stephen, so I removed him. But if he comes back to the studio, he's welcome to. There he is.
Waiting for you to finish talking.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Grant. What advice would you? What do you? I mean, you see the challenge I've got. Oh, there he's gone again. God.
Okay, my advice is this.
I mean, I don't know
Right.
how much more transparent to be.
That's the thing, though. You got to stop being unsure and be decisive. The whole pack, the lions are looking to the king, and they see the king is trembling, but they don't know why, so they're also trembling.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not a fucking lion. Yeah.
I know, but I'm using metaphors.
Yeah. And I'll use one too. I'm a monkey. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like Mufasa. Was it Mufasa? Rafiki, sorry. Yeah. I'm like so that's where I am. So pride for me, yeah, I don't suffer from fucking look how good I am. I suffer from like a low self-esteem thing. So I shy away from my power. I'd much rather fucking monkey around and crack jokes. So my own personal work is to get serious about this stuff and take this stuff seriously. Yeah. And I noticed when I started to take this stuff to show that side of me, to go to your metaphor of kind of coming out like, who is this person? People were saying, like, fuck, where's the David we knew? Yeah. But the David, well, what's, I don't know if it was control, but my humor was definitely a mask for my anxiety of wanting to be liked and all that. But to actually say like, no, bro, you're pissing me off, or you're out of order or something, I would cut people down with humor, yeah, as opposed to addressing it in a clear, healthy, yeah. And then when people started like, well, where's the funny David gone? There was a transition, yeah. And so, Anthony, I keep sending you the link. You just click the link here. Where's the link? Copy to clipboard. Maybe I'll send it to Anthony directly. Anthony, look on my Facebook page. I'll post it there quickly. Where's...
Is Stephen back?
I don't know. Hang on. Where's Anthony? Home. At Anthony. Where is he? I can't find him. You friends with me on Facebook, Anthony? Because if you are, I've posted it. I think you are.
Are you posting the link to all in StreamYard?
Hey? I don't know. I'm just fucking making this up as I go along. Just fucking post and send mud and... Stephen, do you want to come back on? Raise your thumb if you want to, or you can... Yeah, it's good. All right, there's Stephen. All right, now he's finished his breakfast. Okay, would you like to say good morning?
Yes, I would.
Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, David. Good morning, Grant. Grant, it's the first time I've met you. Good to meet you. What are we doing? Check-in?
Well, just I'm just coffee with David, and I'm streaming to my my own business account. I'm streaming to the MKP Men account. It's going public. Yep, and it's also going to people in my clinic that follow the clinic's page. Yeah. So yeah. So it's and I
MKP business. Is this MKP business?
No, it's life business. Yeah. But MKP has really helped me in my life. My sponsor from my addiction business said to me, David, I love you very much. I want you to do this weekend. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Go and do the weekend. And then I did the weekend in 2005. Yeah. So, and I met Grant through this.
Okay.
Through COVID. There's Anthony. Do you want to join us, Anthony? Cool. So we got Anthony's an MKP man in Hout Bay. Stephen's in, where are you? Rondebosch in Cape Town.
Observatory.
Grant's in
Benoni,
and then me in Joburg, and then I'm here in Craigcall. And I've got about another 12 minutes. So
to join in for a change. I sit and watch from the distance.
Okay, how are you, Anthony? What's on your mind?
Nothing much. I just tuned in this morning and I kind of felt that you're struggling, David. So I thought I'd check my face, and obviously I don't know all the background, but I hope it gets resolved.
So me personally, I'm struggling in the sense of the role, many different roles I carry. Yeah. Father, son, boss, and someone who works in this organization. Yeah. So, and I think there are a lot of men out there that are struggling, as there are women and children. Yeah. But this is kind of, I know you guys through men's work. Yeah. So, yeah.
So should I do a quick check-in?
Yeah, come on, Stephen. Let's hear from you.
So I just recovered from having had COVID.
Oh, congratulations.
Glad you're looking well.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't get very ill. So I got involved with a woman about 7 weeks ago after 2 years of being single. And we think that her son, who works in a market, is the person who gave it to her, and she gave it to me. But I'm feeling fine. I've recovered very well. Yesterday, I went for a walk on the back of Table Mountain with Nick Aldridge. I don't know if you know him. I'm sure Ant knows him.
I do
Also,
use my group.
using in your eye group, that's right.
Yeah.
So we went on an absolutely fantastic hike. And I'm checking in with Joy, and that's me.
Okay, well, you fucking Cape Townians and your hikes. Honestly, me and Grant in Joburg are talking about the kitchen of the soul and doing the dishes and all that stuff, and all you can do is come back and, oh well, you know, I've got a chick after 2 years and I went on a hike. I mean, guys, come on.
I sit in the kitchen of the soul every day, though.
Yeah, I just came out of the kitchen of the soul. Now I'm in the lapa of the soul.
So one of the things that I learned when I went to the New Zealand community is the one thing about the New Zealand community is about rank. It's like, and they use the metaphor, like, so I'm this visitor from South Africa, and I was told, like, you're in the kitchen peeling potatoes, your voice is as welcome here. Yeah. So it was an interesting metaphor. I'm a potato peeler. Yeah. So fucking don't get ahead of yourself. You're not like this visiting leader. You're fucking peeling potatoes. However, your voice is as equally important in the preparation of the meal, and it felt very matriarchal as opposed to patriarchal and hierarchical. Yeah. And fuck yeah, I mean I think the Johannesburg community carries a lot of the growing pains of the country. Yeah, that's I think what's happening with us as a community is a microcosm of what happens everywhere within the country. And the role that I find myself in, being in representing South Africa in a international level, yeah, it's a challenge, because the way that we do things here is different from international kind of international organizational structures in terms of charity and stuff. So it's weird. It's yeah. So. Oh. How are the dishes? Taryn wants breakfast.
Almost done. I'm busy packing away. That's walking around.
Yeah, listen. So David, I don't know what's happening for you, but what I can say is, I think, having been in various aspects of leadership in this organization, it can be tough. It really can be. So whatever's happening for you, I think, regardless of it, we're all brothers, and I think just hoping that you get through it, man. Don't like to see anyone struggle. So I don't know what went down on Monday. I saw the invitation, but I didn't attend. But I think Stephen included, we've all worked very hard to keep this organization running, and I know how tough it must be where you are. So just thinking of you with whatever it is.
Thanks.
I just want to crash one of these meetings and be like, what the hell are you all on about?
Well, this is one of another challenge I find. Yeah, you hear about the problem, you come up with a solution, you present the solution that nobody attends or nobody kind of, reads the email or the document or something. You then implement the solution, and then people complain that, well, you never told us, but I never received the email. You never, and I've streamed Facebook Live, YouTube, done this, done that, and then criticize a solution that you try to put in place without offering an alternative. That's cuck. Oh, that'll never work. So what do you suggest we do? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think that's unique to us. Again, I think we're just kind of men trying to work through that kind of challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine had a good metaphor for that we're living in a postmodernist society where everything is about questioning everything. And the best way that he illustrated it was, anyone can take a car apart. Anyone can do it. But not everyone can put a car back together. And that's the thing. Like, don't be prepared to criticize something unless you have a better alternative, which is exactly what you're talking about now. And yeah, it is definitely a thing of society, really.
Yeah, Grant, I got to agree with you. I think, I do a hell of a lot of community work where I stay, and it's exactly what David's described now. Is that, you'll spend countless hours in the background doing all the work, come up with something, and then at like number 99, a whole bunch of couch commanders will hop on and go, but hold on, that's just, what the fuck is this? And you'll be like, Jesus, you haven't been around for any of this, you haven't done any of the work, but you're happy to sit from the couch and go, that's cuck, fix it, and then fuck off again. So I think for me, it's been hard to just work on that and actually just try not to take it on board and just go, well, that's just the way it is. So I'll take it from whence it come, take a step out and go, is the comment or does the comment make sense? Does it resonate? If it doesn't and you're just being an asshole, well, then fuck off. So, and then you just drop it and move on. If you're going to take it on board, you're never going to be able to do this. People are always going to throw stones.
No, people are always going to say it's impossible until it's done.
Or disagree with the way you've done it, or have a better way of doing it, or come up with something, or not see the bigger picture and just look at it at face value and they don't get the mechanics. So you're either going to go insane, or you need to learn somehow how to just drop it sometimes. Just take a breath and go, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
I think what's also important to remember, David, is that your job is people. Your job is people, interacting with people, fixing people. And the measures that you put into place, they obtain results. I've seen it over and over again. And like, God bless MKP, like, honestly, it's good work, but it is also a volunteer organization. And most of the people that are taking part in the committees and all that stuff, they're bankers and accountants and businessmen and engineers and architects and IT people. So they inevitably see the world differently to how you will. But the thing is, MKP is a people organization, and you work with people. So the opinion I see that you should be respecting the most is yours for other people who work with people full time. People are operating on split focus, and it's, yeah, an organization as big as NKP is a full-time job. Volunteers can keep it going, but there are core people that have to run it 100% of the time. And I think you're probably one of the few people that are successfully integrating that. I mean, that's probably why you were voted as leader in the first place. I don't know if there's a voting process. I don't know if Pepu Bush jumps on you or whatever. Yeah.
The burning bush, Grant.
Guys, I got to start to
Wrap.
wrap this up. Thank you, Taryn. This did broadcast to a whole lot of people, so if anyone got, fuck it, I don't know. We're doing our best here, I guess, or I'm doing my best. Stephen, nice to see you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Any advice for a family that's surviving COVID?
I think it takes a while for you to be 100%, judging by what I've seen. I think that people can't expect to be better immediately. Even if they feel better one day, they might not feel so good the next. So to take it easy, take it slow, and be a bit patient about recovery. That's my opinion.
Okay, that sounds just like someone that's coming out of addiction treatment. Grant, you got anything you want to say from the kitchen of the soul? And thank you so much for coming out today and talking to us.
Eat green, get sunshine, drink water.
Cool. All right. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, I'm just waiting for people to kind of kick the door down and say, "What are you doing? You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to talk about that. You're not allowed to stream like that."
Like it.
Cool. All right.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay, bye, everyone. Thanks. Bye.